Hey, teacher friends! Welcome to my webinar. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. Come on in and say hi and let us know where you're from and what grade you teach. And my name is Kara Rickman. I am the founder of Create Your Balance with Literacy. I know we have some brand new teachers in our group today and probably watching us today. So welcome to all the new members in our Facebook group. I'm so excited to have you here. Hello, Lucasita and Jill. Hi, Jill. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad to have you guys join us today. We're going to learn all about Cross-Curricular Fun for October. Reading, writing, social studies, poetry, art, math, and science. So I'm super excited to share with you guys all the fabulous things that I do for October. So just a couple of things before we get started. My face might freeze on the camera because my Wi-Fi is really slow. Don't freak out. It is okay. My voice will keep going, and just stay on with me. It'll be fine. So if you would like to have my weekly newsletter, sign up on my email list. I already put a link in the comments. If you scroll all the way up to the very, very top, there's a link that says free cross-curricular lesson plans. You're welcome to sign up on my email list to get free lesson plans all about owls. And if you're on my email list, then you get my weekly newsletter. So my newsletter goes out every Sunday morning, and it has a freebie, a BOGO, a dollar deal, blog post of the week, podcast episode of the week, a YouTube video, and a tip of the week, and upcoming webinar information. So it's jam-packed full of greatness. This is the one that I just sent out this morning. So it's already number 7. So if you are not on my email list, you want to subscribe today, you can look at the link in the comments. And if you love what I'm sharing with you today and you want more, stay tuned to the end because you could have a chance to join my Cross-Curricular Connections membership subscription where all of your lesson plans and resources are already made for you so you can take back your weekends and your evenings for yourself and your family. So I am excited to be sharing that with you guys today. Hello, Erin. So glad that you're here. So if you comment today during this free webinar, you could also have a chance to win some free resources for October. Okay, so these are the 4 resources that you can choose from if you win today. So From Seed to Pumpkin is a cross-curricular thematic unit. It has lesson plans, anchor charts, interactive notebooks, suggested mentor text, writing craftivities, all about the life cycle of the pumpkin, lots of great things in there, science experiments for your pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. So you could win the thematic unit for pumpkins if I call your name. Or you could win Charlotte's Web. It's a linking literature story companion for Charlotte's Web. If you teach 2nd or 3rd grade and you read Charlotte's Web, then you could win this resource. It is jam-packed full of fun, lesson plans, interactive notebooks. It has a Charlotte's Web booklet that the kids can work out of to create summaries and inferences, cause and effect. There's character walks of all the different characters for writing craftivities. So it's a little bit up from 1st grade, but if you teach 2nd or 3rd grade, this resource might be perfect for you. And then you could also win Birds of a Feather, my owl thematic unit. It's cross-curricular, just like the pumpkin one. It's got anchor charts, interactive notebooks, lesson plans, suggested mentor text, writing craftivities, and also how I set up my theme center, because I have a theme center that I flip-flop between science and social studies. So you could definitely win that. Also, that was one of my favorite units of October. And then also you could win Let's Write About Halloween, writing craftivities. If you would like for your kids to write about a black cat or a mummy or pumpkins or persuasive story about why they want to go trick-or-treating, or how a haunted house, like a persuasive story, if they want to buy a haunted house. And you could have your kids write stories about different parts of Halloween, different characters. And all these craftivities look super cute on your holiday bulletin board outside your hallway. I always get great compliments about my writing craftivities that are in my hallway. So you can win any of these 4 resources today if I call your name. So what you can do is you can message me on Facebook Messenger after the webinar is over and let me know which one you want, or you can comment in the comments below if I call your name and you can tell me which one you would like. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick my first winner today. I'm going to pick, let's see, Erin Thomas. Erin is my first winner. Congratulations, Erin. So, Erin, you can pick any of those 4 resources that I just shared with you guys, and you can tell me which one you would like, and I'll send it to you on Facebook Messenger. So, hey, Janina, so glad you're here. Okay, so getting your mind wrapped around October. I know it's not October yet. I always like to give you guys a preview of what's to come, so you can kind of like plan ahead. If you're like me, I like to plan ahead so I don't have to be scrounging around when October gets here. I'm like, what am I teaching? What am I teaching? So, okay, units for October are, you can do owls and bats for sure, okay? You can do a Gail Gibbons author study. Love Gail Gibbons. She's one of my favorite authors. You can do force and motion and energy. You can do spiders. You can do pumpkins. And of course, you can do some Halloween fun stuff if you want to. If you have children in your classroom that cannot celebrate Halloween, then of course you can do the pumpkins, the owls, and the bats, which are perfect for that. So, for speaking of Gail Gibbons, these are some of my favorite mentor texts that I love to read about Gail Gibbons. So, she's got the pumpkin book, spiders, bats, Halloween, owls, Halloween is, and pumpkins. So, I typically love to do Gail Gibbons during October. Her books fit perfectly with my cross-curricular units. And I have a bulletin board that I set up in my classroom. And it kind of looks like this. And so I have her name, I have her picture, and I have some of my favorite books up on the bulletin board that I put up. And then at the bottom of the bulletin board, I have a shelf where I display all of her books. So one of my centers during my literacy center rotation is my author study, okay? And so when the kids go to the author study, they can choose a book about any of these topics by Gail Gibbons. They can read the story, and then they have a template that they have to fill out. And the template is where they have to draw a picture of her, and then they have to draw a beginning, middle, and end of the story that they read, and they have to write the title of the story and who is the author, and then the genre. So we do a lot of nonfiction stories during October when we study about owls and bats and spiders and pumpkins. So this is my author study that I do for Gail Gibbons. So, hi, Jelaine. I'm so glad you made it. Yay! So glad you're here. And then going along with those books by Gail Gibbons, these are some writing craftivities that I like to do along with those stories. So if you want to do a unit about bats, you could have your kids write about bats. Here's a writing craftivity here. Here is all about pumpkins. You can have them write if I had a pumpkin patch. Here is the owl life cycle. It says I'll show you the life cycle. You can learn about owls. You can learn about spiders. I love to do lap books. So if you're not familiar with what a lap book is, I use those colored file folders that you can get online or at Walmart. They can pick a color, and then on the front of the folder, they decorate it with whatever the topic is. So if it's a spider, they can put a spider web, and I can put a spider on there. They can put the title. And then inside the lap book, I staple all of their research papers. So if they do like a web, or if they do like a story, or if they do a research project, whatever they do for research or all about that animal, I staple inside. And then I hang these up outside of my bulletin board. So they're really super cute. The kids love to make lap books. There is something about lap books that they love about it. They're just something different, not the same old, same old. So, what I'm going to do is after the webinar is over, I'm going to upload this slideshow into the Facebook group. And all of these pictures have clickable links. Okay. So for example, if you want to look at the spider resource, you click on the picture and it'll take you straight to my TPT store for that resource. And then you can check it out if you would like to purchase it. And then, or you could do spider facts. You could have the kids write about spiders, and then have their craftivity and put it in your hallway. Okay. So these are some things you can do for Gail Gibbons. And again, these All these pictures have clickable links that you can click on, and I will upload this into our group after the webinar is over. So mentor text for owls. I love to use owls and bats during October. I feel like owls and bats work perfectly for force and motion and energy also, because our science teaks and our scope and sequence in Texas goes over force and motion and energy also. So I like to read these books. I like to read Owl Moon, of course, Barn Owls, Owls by Gil Gibbons, The Littlest Owl, Lazy Ozzie, Hoo Hoo, Owlie, Owls, and Owl Babies. These are just some great, really great read alouds that you can use for your owl unit if you want to. And then this is my owl theme center. So I have a theme center that I decorate every 2 or 3 weeks, and I switch out my theme center between science and social studies. And so I have pictures, I have vocabulary cards, whatever the unit is, it's up on the bulletin board. And then I have all of these different things displayed, like owl projects that the kids have made before. I have puppets. I have, of course, the read alouds. I have diagrams. I have pictures of different owls that they can play with. I have owl skeleton skulls, feathers, all different kinds of things. And then they have a clipboard that has pages on it. And so this is one of their literacy centers. When they go to the center, they have to fill out a clipboard page, a template to keep in their center folder. And they have to draw or illustrate their favorite activity that they did at that center. Then they write a sentence about it at the bottom. And then at the end of the month, they turn in all of their center pages to me with their checklist in their center folder for bonus bucks. So this is one of their favorite centers. They love the theme center, and it's so fun and so engaging. So you could typically take any unit that you're teaching and you can make a theme center out of it. Okay, so these are some craftivities that you can do for owls. You can have them compare fiction and realistic fiction. So you can read Owlie. Owlie is a perfect example of fiction, and then Owl Moon is a perfect example of realistic fiction. And then you can have them do a Venn diagram here at the bottom. And then what's different about them and what's the same. Okay, and then you can also have them label the parts of an owl. So I typically teach nouns during this time, and so I connect it together cross-curricular with what the parts of the owl are with nouns. So they have ears, they have eyes, they have a beak, they have feathers, they have wings, they have talons. So we talk about the different nouns, the parts of the owl, and link it together. And then I have this one that I just showed you earlier. This is part of the Birds of a Feather cross-curricular unit. You can click on the picture and you can have them write about the owl life cycle. Okay? So it says, I'll show you the life cycle. And so they can write first, then next, and last. Okay? And then I also have a poem that they can do. It's called Little Hoot Owl. And it goes to the tune of 10 Little Ducks. So you can sing the poem. And, 6 Little Ducks. And so they color the poem. They glue it in on their notebook. So I have a focus poetry notebook. And they glue it on the left side of the page, and on the right side, they make a mental image. They visualize the poem in their head, and then they color a picture that goes with their poem, okay? And so by the end of the year, our focus poetry notebook is full of poems, and I always like to keep an example from the previous year from one of my students that did a really, really great job coloring and illustrating, so I can show my new class, what I expect out of them. So I'm very picky about my drawings. Their coloring, their outlining. They have to outline with marker, color with crayon, and then they also have to shade the background. So I show them how to shade. And then I have them highlight certain words in the poem. So if I just taught them nouns for the week, then they highlight all the nouns. If I just taught them verbs for the week in writing, then we highlight all the verbs in the poem. So it all goes together in cross-curricular, okay? So I love to teach cross-curricular. It's so awesome. So this is also in the Birds of a Feather resource. And then this is what I do for force and motion and energy. So I have them, we talk about how owls move. Do they move zigzag, up and down, side to side, push and pull, fast and slow? And so they do this interactive notebook. And so they lift up the page, they lift up the flap, and underneath the flap, they'll draw the owl going zigzag, or they'll draw the owl going up and down. And then we talk about push and pull. Like, how does the owl push and pull with his prey? How does he go fast and slow when he is flying on silent flight? Okay, so we talk about all those different things with force and motion. And then for energy, we talk about how does the owl use heat? How does the owl use light? How does the owl use sound, okay, in his everyday life? So, and then we can do an author's purpose with Owl Moon. And is it entertaining, persuading, or informing? And then they draw a picture of their favorite part and they write a sentence. So all of this is also in the Birds of a Feather Owl Cross-Curricular Unit, okay? So again, you can click on these pictures later and then it'll take you straight to the unit if you're interested. So I like to really use owls and bats with force and motion and energy. I feel like that is really fun. You want the kids, if you want the kids to create a 3D owl, this is another option. You can have them create an owl at home as a home project, and they can create a 3D owl, and then you can have them displayed. If you have a librarian that's really flexible about having your projects displayed, she can display them in her library, and they're super cute, okay? Or you can have them displayed by the front office or at central office or whatever, but the kids do a project about the owl. They pick a favorite owl to research, and then they can write a report about the owl, okay? So this is also in that Birds of a Feather thematic unit. Okay, so then you can also talk about spiders. Spiders are so fun for October. You can read Gail Gibbons' Spiders, The Very Busy Spider by Eric Carle, The Magic School Bus Spins a Web, Spiders, The Diary of a Spider, of course, Charlotte's Web you can read, and Are You a Spider? Okay, so again, with Gail Gibbons, she's got that awesome spider book, and so you can make a lap book all about spiders if you want to do research. If you're talking about nonfiction stories during this time in October, these are perfect for nonfiction. Or you could have them write a report. Here's a writing craftivity that they can write all about spiders. And then they can make a spider web at the top and then have a title all about spiders. You can also read Charlotte's Web if you teach 2nd or 3rd grade. Now, I'm not saying you can't read it for 1st grade, but most of the craftivities that I have in this resource, you can do for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd because they're differentiated. So this is a sequencing foldable. I love making sequencing foldables. So what you do is you take a big, large piece of construction paper, you fold it hot dog style, and then you cut 4 slits in the front. Then they're going to glue first, then next, and last. They're going to glue the title on the front. They're going to glue their pictures on the front. Then you flip it up, and on the inside, they can sequence the pictures, or they can draw their own pictures, and they can write their own sentences. So I have blank spots in the resource as well. I have blank cards. They can draw their own pictures, write their own sentences, and then it's completely differentiated to meet the needs of your kids, okay? Now, if you are already in my lifetime, my cross-curricular membership, Connections membership, all of these resources that I'm sharing with you are all in the membership, okay? So if you look under the October module, under October, all of these lessons that I'm showing you right now is already there for you, okay? So you have lots of great things to look at whenever you get finished here. So this is the Charlotte's Web sequencing foldable. Then you can also have them do a character walk writing craftivity. So what this is, you're going to pick a character from Charlotte's Web. They can pick Wilbur, Fern, whoever. And then they're going to write different speech bubbles. And so they can talk about what Wilbur heard, what he said, what he how did he move? How did he see? What did he see? What was he thinking? And so they're going to write different speech bubbles using the 5 senses. And then they can draw the different parts of his comments right over here. And then you can have them hang it in the hallway, or you can have them put it inside of a lap book if you want to. And then I also, excuse me, I also have these cards that are all the character cards. Wilbur, Fern, Templeton, Mr. Zuckerman, Avery. I have all these cards. They can choose a character that was their favorite character to do a character walk. So it just really gets them to dive more deeper into the character's thinking and why they were doing what they were doing in the story. And so that was really awesome. Then you could have them write, if I were a pig, or if I were a goose, if I were a rat, if I were a spider. And so they can write about what they do if they were those animals also. So all of this is already in the membership if you're already there, if you're already in the membership, or you can click on the picture and it'll take you straight to the Charlotte's Web resource, okay? So moving on to pumpkins. Mentor text for pumpkins. Pumpkins are so fun for October. The kids get so excited about pumpkins. So you can read Too Many Pumpkins by Linda White. I love that story. How Many Seeds in a Pumpkin? Of course, Gail Gibbons has a pumpkin story. The Pumpkin Patch, Life Cycle of Pumpkins. It's pumpkin time. How Big Could Your Pumpkin Grow? Pumpkin Jack, From Seed to Pumpkin. And there's tons and tons of pumpkin books. I mean, gosh, there's Pumpkin Town. There's, oh my gosh, so many different ones. So you can choose some pumpkin stories. There's also Spookily. Spookily is so fun to read about. And you can write, I'm so spooky. You can write about a spooky pumpkin. And they can write a story about a spooky pumpkin. It can be a really fun, spooky Halloween story if you want them to do that. Or you can have them write the life cycle of a pumpkin first, then next, and last, and finally, and then draw and label the different parts of the life cycle. You could also have them write a story about Spookily the Square Pumpkin. And then they make this craftivity that has a 3D square. It has a 3D cube that they glue onto their paper. And the instructions are already in the resource and everything. So, and they can decorate their Spookily pumpkin however they want to. You can give them some googly eyes and he can look really cute. And then, of course, they can decorate their spooky pumpkin up here. So, just some fun Halloween craftivities that you can do with your kiddos. Also, if you want to have them do a retell, you can have them retell beginning, middle, and end. Then you can have them make these pumpkins out of orange construction paper. You're just going to fold them like 3/4 of the way so they have a flap in the front. Fold the construction paper. So the beginning, middle, and end goes inside of there. And then they can color the picture. They can write the sentence that goes with the picture. Have a good retell. And then it's really cute because all of the Spookily pumpkins, they look so different. And they look so cute hanging in the hallway. They can give them a stem. They can give them a leaf. They can make the little curly tendrils at the top. And they can really, really have fun with these. You can give them googly eyes if you want to. So that's just another idea for Spookily. If you want to do a home project, you can have them do a home project and make a decorate their pumpkin as their favorite book character. Okay, so they're going to pick a character from one of their favorite stories. It can be any story that they read at home. They can decorate it with paint, jewels, lace, whatever, flowers, whatever they want to decorate. And they bring their pumpkin in. And then on Halloween, the day of Halloween, we have a character pumpkin patch. And so they can dress up as their favorite character. And we have a parade that goes around the school. And so they dress up and they carry their pumpkin with them. And it's a huge deal. And it's so exciting and so fun. And actually, it goes along with our Red Ribbon Week. And on that day, the whole school dresses up as their favorite character. But first grade is extra special because we have our pumpkins also that we get to carry around in the parade. So I take pictures of all the kids dressed up with their pumpkin and their book and their costume. And then I always post these on Seesaw so the parents can see them. And they absolutely love it. It's so fun. And it just helps, them get excited about reading. They have a book report that they have to do at home that goes along with their project. And so they get to share their book report with the class. They get to share their pumpkin with the class. And they love it. It's just really fun. So this is also a resource in my TPT store. And if you click on the picture, it'll take you straight to the resource. And it's free. This one is free. Okay? So if you guys have any questions while I am sharing all of these things, please ask. Because at the end, I'm going to have a Q&A, okay? So anything that you think about, if you want to ask a question, please ask. Okay, so moving on for bats. Again, I like to use bats for force and motion and energy. So you could read Stellaluna, Bats and Other Animals of the Night, Zipping, Zapping, Zooming Bats. This story is perfect for force and motion. It is perfect, okay? So you could also read Gail Gibbons' Bats, Bats Around the Clock, Bats on Parade, Bat Jamboree, and Bat Loves the Night. So I really like to connect my cross-curricular units into math also. And so Bat Jamboree, Bats Around the Clock, Bats on Parade, those are math books. And so during my math block, I will read these books whenever we're talking about bats to connect, that make more connections that way. And so when we read math literature, the kids have their whiteboard on their laps, and then they are drawing or writing about why the story is about math. And so they can draw the bats that are in the story. They can write number bonds. They can write a number sentence, whatever they want to do. And so it's just really, really fun to teach cross-curricular. I love it. It is so fun. Okay, so those are some bat books that you can read. And then if you want to make a lap book for Stellaluna, you can make a lap book and then have them make a bat on the front. You can have them use toothpicks for the fingers and the thumb. Give them googly eyes, and then you can have the title at the top. This is my resource about Stellaluna. It's a linking literature resource. You can click on the picture. It'll take you straight to the resource, okay? So you can also, again, label the parts of a bat: the feet, the wing, the feathers, the ear, the thumb. And so you can, the fingers, sorry, not feathers, fingers. I want to make sure that you know that I said that. Bats don't have feathers. They have fingers. And then inside the lap book, you can have them do a sequence of events. You could have them write first, then next, and last. You could have them do characterization of Stellaluna, her character, her feelings, her problem, her solution, okay, as a foursquare, and have them glue it in. Or if you want to have them do it on a different template, and then you can staple it inside the lap book, okay? That would be super cute. Then you can also have them do an acrostic poem for Stellaluna and have them write different words about each letter for Stellaluna. Okay, so that would be really, really fun. And then, again, you can have them label the parts of the bat, give them googly eyes, and then use the toothpicks for the fingers and the thumb. And then, or you can write about a scary story about a scary bat, and have the bat at the top of their writing craftivity. That's really fun too. Okay, so this is one of my resources in my store. Click on the picture. And then it'll take you straight to the resource, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and pick a second winner today. Let's see. How about Lucretia? Lucretia, if you're still watching, you're going to be my second winner. Lucretia, congratulations. So far I have Erin and Lucretia winners today. You guys can message me and let me know which resource you would like. Okay? So we're still going to do one more free resource at the very end. Okay? So you guys stick around for that, okay? Mentor text for Halloween. You can do Scary, Scary Halloween by Eve Bunting. Room on the Broom. Oh, I love Room on the Broom. It's Halloween by Jack Proletsky. Pete the Cat, Trick or Treat. The Itsy Bitsy Pumpkin. Pete the Cat. Oh, I have that one on there twice. The Legend of Spookly, the Square Pumpkin. The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. That story is perfect for sequence of events. And then Big Pumpkin, that's perfect for that. So those are some really fun Halloween stories. This is the writing craftivities that you could win if you are commenting today. This is one of the free resources. It's called Let's Write About Halloween. So you could write My Scary Ghost. I want to go trick-or-treating. If you want your kids to write a persuasive story about why they want to go trick-or-treating, trying to persuade mom and dad why they want to go trick-or-treating, that's a fun story. You could write about candy corn, Where's My Mummy, My Black Cat, or My Haunted House. And they could also write a persuasive story about why you should buy a haunted house. And that is really fun also. So these craftivities are all in Let's Write About Halloween. Again, you can click on the picture and it'll take you straight to the resource. So here's my writing craftivity for Room on the Broom. So Room on the Broom, is great for retail. First, then, next, last, and finally. Then I have the sequencing foldable here. So again, you take the big construction paper, the big long one, and then you fold it hot dog style, and then you cut 4 slits in the front. And then they're going to put first, then, next, and last. They're going to decorate the cover. And then on the inside, they can either use the templates that I already have in there for them, or they could draw their own pictures for the sequence, okay? And then they could also write their own sentences if you want them to, or they can use the sentences that I already have in there, okay? Or you can have them do, there was an old lady who swallowed a bat. So, and this is a craftivity about that story as well. That was a really cute story about sequencing also. So first, the old lady swallowed a bat. Then the old lady swallowed a cat. Next, the old lady swallowed a goblin. Last, the old lady swallowed a wizard. So that's a really cute story also. I love the old lady swallows bats and books and a ghost. She's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of great stories. So those are really fun to read. And then of course math. You want to do, if you want to do cross-curricular, you can do math literature for your math block during your math lesson. So whatever the lesson is, let's say that you are teaching your kids about friends of 10, okay? Different sums of 10, different add-ins of 10. And so you could read 10 timid ghosts. That's perfect. You could do 10 trick-or-treaters. If you're doing subtraction, okay, so if you're doing part whole, or if you're doing subtraction, you can have them you can read pumpkin countdown, okay? 10 little jack-o'-lanterns, 7 orange pumpkins, 10 little pumpkins, 5 pesky pumpkins. I mean, there's all kinds of great pumpkin stories that you can read that go along with your math lesson, okay? So again, I have my kids sit on the carpet, I read the story, and this is after my math lesson, of course. It's at the very, very tail end of my mini lesson. And then they are drawing or they are writing about something that has to do with math. So we touch our schema and we say, why is the story about math? Okay. And so they're going to draw something about number bonds, or they're going to write a number sentence. They can do addition. They can do subtraction. They can do a 10 frame. They can do place value. Whatever the lesson was, that's what they're going to draw on their whiteboard. And then after they draw, then I have them turn and tell each other what they drew on their whiteboard. They share with each other, and then I pick the best one to show the class. So every day is a different child that I will show their whiteboard. So, and they love it. And it really gets them to think outside the box a little bit, and drawing and writing and illustrating what the story was about math that has numbers, or it has a countdown, or it has addition, it has subtraction, it has shapes. So whatever you want to do, but it's really fun to teach cross-curricular like this. I really enjoy it. Here's some math activities you could do. If you're not familiar with the game Bump, this is such a fun game, and you could teach it one time, and then you could have them do it the whole year, because in this resource, I have all the different Bump games for all the different holidays, okay? So what you do is they need 10 cubes of the same color, okay? So one child might have orange cubes. The other child might have 10 green cubes. So you have two, you could have a double dice, or you could have 2 dice, whatever you need. But they need to add 2 numbers together. Whatever the sum is, they put their cube on the pumpkin that has that number. So let's say they roll 4 plus 4, then they're going to put their cube on 8. Okay. Then their partner's going to roll. Let's say if their partner gets 8 also, then they get to bump them off of the 8. They bump off their cube and they get their cube. Okay? Well, let's say that same person rolls an 8 a second time and their cube is already there. Then they get to stack their cube on their same color. Okay? So if they're stacked, then they're safe and their partner cannot bump them off. Okay? If they roll an 11 or a 12, they can land on a free space. So there's a free space right here. Okay? Whoever uses up all their cubes first wins the bump game. Okay? So like I said, they can decide what color they want to be. And I usually have different choices, like they can choose a color. And I usually switch out the colors for the holidays. And then all the templates are all different. So for December, I have Christmas lights. For January, I have snowflakes. So they're all different. But you can teach this game one time, and then you can just switch out the templates. You can switch out the snap cubes. And it's like starting a brand new game. Okay? So bump is really fun. Or you could have them do Witch's Brew. So if you want to read Stone Soup, there's a really cute story about stone soup that you could read. And then you can give each child a little black cauldron full of candy corn. That it's a mix of the pumpkin, the corn, the Indian corn. And they can sort these different candy corns into 3 different groups. And then you can have them add their candy corn on their template. So they're adding how many candy corn, how many Indian corn, how many pumpkins. So they're putting the sum. It's all going to be 10. They have to make different parts of 10, and they can write different add-ins that make 10. And then they have this 10 frame here in the resource. They have this 10 frame that they can put their candy corn on, so they can count how many of each one that they have. So this is 2 separate resources. There's this bump, and then this is Witch's Brew. So you can click on the picture and here, and then it'll take you straight to the resource, okay? And this one is also fun. These are math mats that I created for your teacher table. So when you're teaching addition, subtraction, or if you're teaching 3 add-ins, then you could have them use those Target erasers. You could have them, or Amazon, have them use the holiday erasers to count. You could have them use candy corn or candy pumpkins. You could have them use the spiders. I have plastic spiders here. So you could have them make a story problem on their mat using their erasers or their counters, and then they're going to write the number sentence at the bottom, okay? Or what you also could do is you could read them a story. For example, if you read 10 Timid Ghosts, okay? That story that I showed you earlier, right here, 10 Timid Ghosts. You can read this at your teacher table. This is super fun, okay? And then you can give them ghost counters. You could give them the counters and then give them the haunted house. And then they are creating the story, okay? They are creating the story as you read. And as you read, they're taking away a ghost each time. And then at the bottom, they're writing their new number sentence, okay? So that you could have them create the picture while you're reading the story. It is so fun, and they love it. They love it, okay? You could do this with any math book also, okay? So this is a resource that I created. It's called Holiday Thematic Math Mats. It has addition and subtraction, okay? So you're welcome to click on the picture to check it out. And this has math mats for the whole year. So it has from August all the way to May, okay? Many, many different themes that you can use. And then I have different ideas in there for different counters that you can use, different Target erasers, Amazon erasers. It's just super fun to make it fun and engaging, okay? Let's see. Erin says, love this. Is this available? Yes, Erin, all of these resources that I am showing you are all available. You can click on the pictures. I'm going to upload this into the Facebook group, and then you can click on any of these pictures, okay? Oh, good. Heather says, I love the bump game. My kids love too. Oh, yay. That's great, Heather. Awesome. Okay, so if you're starting place value pretty soon, I know some of us are, because in Texas, I know we teach with Eureka, and then Eureka, we start with place value pretty soon in October. And so you can talk about the hundreds, tens, and ones. This is a resource that I created. It's called Let's Get Interactive Anchor Charts for Math. And so I created anchor charts for all of the different skills. This is first grade, okay? So the anchor chart has an interactive notebook that correlates with it. And then this is the interactive notebook here. So this is called What's My Number? So they're going to put, they're going to cut out the suitcases with the tens and ones, and then in the box, they're going to put the number. And this one is called Comparing Numbers. So again, I have the anchor chart that talks about greater than, less than, and then I have the interactive anchor notebooks that go along with the anchor chart. So you can check these out. These are also in my TPT store. They're called Let's Get Interactive Anchor Charts and Notebooks for Math, okay? So I have lots of those. that if you're interested in anchor charts or interactive notebooks, if you need like a supplement for math, these are awesome. I use these every week. Okay, I use my anchor charts all the time, and so they are a great supplement if you don't have a really good math curriculum that you need something else for a math journal. These might be something that you can look at. Okay, moving on to mentor text, force, motion, and energy. Okay, so the Runaway Pumpkin is super fun. If you're not familiar with the Runaway Pumpkin, this book is perfect for force and motion. Okay, there's also Everyone Shouted Pull is super cute. You also have motion, you have light, you have energy. These books are great and they're short, they're not very long. You have sounds all around, you have light is all around, and in energy makes things happen. Forces make things move. These are great science read alouds that you can do. And then what you can do is you can have your kids sort. If you want to do a science investigation, you could have your kids sort different kinds of energy. So what I did was I put a basket of different kinds of energy, like a glove for heat, a flashlight for light, a whistle for sound. And so what they're going to do is they're going to sort those different things in the boxes where it says heat, light, and sound here at the top. They're going to sort the different objects. They're going to illustrate them on their template. Okay, so on Fridays, I have what's called Fahrenheit Friday. And on Fahrenheit Friday is the day that I do my science investigations or science experiments. And so my kids have lab coats that they wear. And so they are doing an experiment or an investigation every Friday. They love it. It's kind of like my fun Friday. And so at the end of the day on Fridays, we always do Fahrenheit Friday. And they always look forward to that. So whatever skill that we are doing during the week, I try to make sure that the science experiment or investigation goes along with whatever skill that we were taught, that we went over. So it's really fun. So this is an example of what you could do for heat, light, and sound. These are also interactive notebooks that I created. They're called Let's Get Interactive for Science. And so there's differentiated interactive notebooks that you can use that goes along with the anchor charts. Okay, so this is an example of light, sound, and heat anchor chart. And then all these pictures, they're going to color, they're going to cut out, they're going to sort on their 3 T-chart right here. And this gets glued into their science notebook. Okay, there's a force and motion one here. And again, they're going to sort and color their pictures for force and motion. Okay. And so we go over the anchor charts. I like to pre-make my anchor charts with the border and the pictures and the title. And then the kids can draw or write on their Post-it notes, and then they come up and then they sort their Post-it notes on the anchor charts. And so that's how I make them interactive. Okay. But I always pre-make them because I don't like having to spend time making the whole anchor chart in front of the kids. That takes too long. So the meat of it is whenever they are responding on their Post-it note, and then they get to come up and they get to post their answer. And so I like to pre-make them, and then every year I can reuse them again. They're all inside of a big chart paper tablet, and I like to get the colored pages, and so I just pre-make all of them for science, reading, writing, math, social studies. I have them all pre-made, and so I have a table of contents in the front of the chart tablet, and so I can just turn to the right page whenever I need it. It's super easy, super easy. This is a really fun science investigation for sound energy. If you haven't never read The Listening Walk, this is a great story about sounds. Okay, you can also incorporate onomatopoeias with this book also. So you could read it during writing time, talk about onomatopoeias, talk about sound words, and then during science time, you can go on a science walk. You can go on a listening walk, okay? Because in the story, the little girl is going on a listening walk with her dad. And then she talks about all the different sounds that she hears. So the kids are going to take their clipboard, their template, and they're going to go around. You're going to walk around the school, and they're going to draw and illustrate sounds. So you want to encourage them to draw a picture. Let's say they hear a car driving by. They can draw a car, and then they can write zoom, zoom. Okay, so they're going to draw, and then they're going to write the onomatopoeia that goes with it. So it's perfect for sound energy, perfect for writing for onomatopoeias, and then you can encourage them to add some onomatopoeias in their stories for Writer's Workshop, okay? So that's really, really fun. I love doing the listening walk. This is super fun. Another really super fun thing you can do for science is s'mores. So if you're doing heat energy, then you could have them make a s'more, have them make s'mores. So the day before, on Thursday, I like to have them build the s'mores. So I give them the marshmallow, the chocolate bar, and the 2 graham crackers. They build the s'more. I have them wrap it up into tin foil, and then we put them in a baggie. And then I write their name with a Sharpie on the baggie, okay? And then on Friday, when we go to lunch, during lunchtime, I will set the s'mores out into the sun, okay? So I have a cart, I have a science cart, and so we roll it out to the courtyard and then put it in the sun. And then, of course, we talk about the whole week long, we talk about heat energy. How do we use heat energy in everyday life? And I read the story called 1, 2, 3, Make a S'more with Me. So you could read this story during math time because it has to do with numbers, right? And then they can go out at the very end of the day when it's Fahrenheit Friday day, and they can look at their s'more and see what happened to the chocolate, okay? Of course, we're going to predict what's going to happen to the chocolate or the marshmallow. Is it going to melt? Why does it melt? And then they're going to eat it outside in the courtyard. They love this. This is one of their favorite Fahrenheit Fridays, and they will always remember this day, okay? Oh, hey, Mom, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. And so they're going to make a hypothesis, what will happen. They're going to draw the pictures and then draw the s'more at the beginning and then draw the s'more at the end. Okay. So the beginning, you can have them draw the s'more when they make it the first day on Thursday. And then on Friday, after they eat it, then they're going to draw what it looks like at the end. Was my prediction correct? Yes or no? Okay. So this is a super fun experiment that you could have them do that they will remember forever. Okay. All right. And then you can have light energy. If you're doing light energy, you can always talk about rainbows, and you can use a prism and a flashlight. So you can have them shine a flashlight on a prism and then shine it on the ceiling. You want to turn off all your lights in your classroom, and then they're going to make a rainbow on the ceiling. So you can read the story, how do you make a rainbow? And then you're going to talk about the colors of the rainbow. And you need 3 things to make a rainbow. You need your eyes, you need your light, your eyes, and the rain, okay? So all of those different things that you need to make a rainbow. So you can have them do this experiment. This is really fun, and it's so easy. All you just need is a flashlight and a prism. And then I have table groups set around in my classroom, and so the captain is the one that gets to wear the lab coat, and then they get to shine the flashlight on the prism on the ceiling. Okay, and then they get to illustrate it. So that's super fun that you could use for light energy. Okay, so if you are interested, there is a link at the very, very, very top of the comments. If you scroll all the way up, it says free cross-curricular lesson plans. So I'm going to share with you some free lesson plans if you're interested in getting started teaching cross-curricular. If this is something that you haven't done before, if this is new, and you really want to dive into teaching cross-curricular, these are some lesson plans that I've written for you guys. And all you have to do is click on the link at the very, very top, and you can subscribe to my email list, and you can get these free lesson plans. And so there's 5 different ones, and I'm going to show you the 5 different ones. Okay, so this is reading, and it has the skull card, realistic fiction. Now, guys, this is all free. Okay, all you have to do is just sign up. Okay. So you have the objective. It says, I can retell and write the beginning, middle, and end of a story. You're going to read Owl Moon by Jane Yolen. Here's the mentor text. Here is the anchor chart, beginning, middle, and end. And then here's your interactive notebook that you could have the kids draw and write for beginning, middle, and end. Then you can talk about realistic fiction and what that means. Stories that have characters that are made up, but the events could happen in real life. Okay? And the second day is all about focus poetry. So what will happen is these emails will go out different days, and so you'll get them. You won't get them all on the same day, but you'll get them different days. So this one objective is about poetry. I can visualize the poem and create my mental image. You're going to read Owlie by Mike Thaler. And here's the story. And here is the poem. So you could do two things. Here's the poem, and it's already made for you. So what you can do is you can show it on your smartboard. If you have a document camera, put it on your smartboard. Or if you have a poster maker at school, you can run it through the poster maker and make it bigger, and then you can put it on your poetry center chart like I do. I have a poetry center, and that's where I put all my poems. Okay. And then they're going to glue in the poem. There's already a poem in the lesson plan for you. They're going to glue it in. Then they're going to glue it on the left side, and then on the right side, they're going to illustrate a picture that goes along with the poem. So, and I love focus poetry. You can cover so many recursive things with focus poetry. You can cover rhyming words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, onomatopoeias, all different kinds of parts of speech. You can also cover punctuation with colons, semicolons, commas, periods, question marks, exclamation points. All of those things you can review every single week. So on Friday is my day that I do focus poetry, and I do Fahrenheit Friday. Okay, so those are for you. If you want them for free, just sign up on the email list. It's at the very top. For Writer's Workshop, you're going to teach them how to write labels that tells about their picture. So what you could also do is talk about nouns. And then you're going to read Owls by Gail Gibbons. Here is the anchor chart that talks about labels. Labels give the reader information about a picture. And then you're going to have parts of an owl as your skill card. You could run it on your poster maker and make it bigger. Or you could put it on your document camera on your smartboard. And then they're going to have this owl here. They're going to color it, cut it out, glue it on a background. And then I have labels in there. Either they can write the labels themselves or the labels are already there for you. Okay, so you can differentiate it however you want to for your class. Okay, so that's Writer's Workshop. That's number 3. That's day 3. Day 4 is math. And the objective is I can count sums of 10 on a 10 frame and write an equation. So you're going to read 1, 2, 3, Little Owls 1, 2, 3 by Divya Sorensen. And then you're going to talk to them about 10 frames, filling a 10 frame from the very top. Starting from the top, and then you're going to talk to them about all the different ways. You're going to make 2 ways to make 5. And so the interactive notebook has the 10 frames here and the number sentence at the top. So they're going to illustrate 2 ways to make 5 and then write the number sentence. So they could write 2 plus 3 equals 5 or 4 plus 1 equals 5. And then 2 ways to make 6, and then 2 ways to make 8, and then 2 ways to make 10. So they're going to color it, illustrate it, and shade and cut it out, and then you can have them glue it into their math journal. Okay, so that's day 4, that's math. And then day 5 is science. So we're going to learn about the life cycle of an owl. I can discuss and create the life cycle of an owl. You're going to read The Life Cycle of an Owl by Ruth Thompson. And then I have all of the cards for the life cycle of an owl, like hatchling, eggs, chick, and adult, owlet. And then they're going to color the life cycle on their interactive notebook. They can color it and cut it out and glue it in their science notebook, okay? So again, if you're interested in these free lesson plans, scroll all the way to the top of the comments, and there is a link that says free cross-curricular lesson plans all about owls, okay? So you can click on that. Now, if you want to take it a step further, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I understand the feeling. So what if I told you that all of your lesson plans, mentor text, anchor charts, interactive notebooks, and writing craftivities were already made for you and prepped for you, and all you had to do was print them out? Okay? You could spend more time with your families and for yourself in the evenings and on the weekends. I've been there. I understand how you feel. It's very overwhelming, especially if you're self-contained, right? So I'm inviting you to check out my membership. It's called Cross-Curricular Connections. Okay, so in the membership, now some of you guys that are already here are already in the membership. So this lesson plan is for 10 days for each subject. 10 days for reading, 10 days for writing, 10 days for math, 10 days for science. So there's about 50 lessons for this whole thematic unit that you could use for owls and bats. Okay? So I have it separated by Reader's Workshop here, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have the objective here, and I have the task the kids are going to do, and then I have the suggested mentor text here at the bottom. I have the anchor chart, and I have the interactive notebook. So I have planned out the whole week for you, okay? So you don't have to worry about planning and being overwhelmed, especially if you're self-contained. So this is Reader's Workshop week 1. This is Reader's Workshop week 2. And then week 2, I go into BATS, okay? So you can do Stella Luna. You're going to have them do the story elements, character, setting, problem, solution. And then there's different BAT books that you can read. There is a focus poem that you can read about bats. And it's all here for you. The objective, suggested mentor text, the anchor chart, and the interactive notebook. So that's Reader's Workshop. This is in my membership if you're already in the membership. And then science, I have it separated by different lessons also. There's 10 different lessons. So there's a life cycle of an owl. So I have force and motion and energy. And then they're going to do the life cycle. Now, you guys, that if you sign up for my free lesson plan, then you get the first day for free, okay? If you want all these other lesson plans, this is exclusively only in my membership. So I'm just sharing with you where you could get this if you are interested. You could read who goes there, past the energy, the food chain of the owl, and then you're going to do a feather investigation at the very end on Fahrenheit Friday. So you have your interactive notebooks, you have your interactive anchor charts, you have your suggested mentor text, you have your objectives. It's already there. Okay, that's the first week about owls. The second week is about bats. You're going to basically do the same thing, the same lessons, but this time with the bats. So you're going to read zipping, zapping, zooming, bats, Oscar and the bat, life cycle of a bat, flying bats. You're going to do an echolocation experiment at the very end for Fahrenheit Friday with echolocation. That's really fun. And it's all there for you, okay? So I know Janina and Jelaine are already in the membership. So you guys look under October. The October module already has all this in there, okay? So I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you're ready to take your classroom to the next level with my membership, it's called Cross-Curricular Connections Membership. I'm going to link the link into the comments in a little bit so you guys can check it out, okay? So what is the cost? The cost, level 1, there's 2 different levels. Level 1 is $20 a month. You get unlimited access to my 400 plus resources from my TPT store, plus new ones each month. Okay? I have about 450 resources from my TPT store that are already in the membership. Okay? Webinars that I give each month, I update them every month into the membership because they don't stay in my Facebook group. Okay? I take them down. So they're not going to be in there anymore. Then I have also YouTube videos of my class. I have YouTube videos of me teaching, so you can watch how I teach. And then I have lesson plans, all exclusive lesson plans that I just shared with you for reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. They're all in the lesson plan, okay? They're all in the membership. So for each unit, okay? And then I also have my podcast there, so you can listen to my podcast episodes as you need them. And then level 2 is $25 a month, has the exact same thing level 1 has, but it also has courses. So my courses are about Writer's Workshop, from scribbles to stories, how to launch your Writer's Workshop from day 1, which is a 6-hour course. You also get PD credit for those courses. And then I have my Math Workshop course, which is called Mathematicians, Empowering Mathematicians, from day 1, how you launch your math workshop with your stations. And then that's also 6 hours worth of PD credit. Then I also have another course called Empowering Connection, which is my first week of school course that talks about how to get your classroom off the ground from day 1 of school and all the activities and resources that I have for the first week of school for reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. And also one-to-one coaching calls. If you need a coaching call with me as needed, you let me know and then we can meet together, okay? Podcast episodes are already in there for you. So what does the membership include? Well, like I said, 450 TPT resources. So you have 69 back-to-school resources, a year-long poetry bundle, 125 linking literature resources, 23 math workshop resources, 47 science investigation resources, 6 author study units, including Kevin Hinks, Lauren Numeroff, Patricia Polacco, Jan Brett, Tommy DePaula, and Peter Reynolds. 42 Writers Workshop resources, 21 Readers Workshop, and 6 Readers Theater resources, plus all of my cross-curricular units. That includes the Owls and Bats, like I just shared with you, All About Me, Apples, Community Helpers, Arctic Animals, Penguins, Christmas Around the World, Native Americans, Scarecrows, Winter, Weather, Objects in the Sky, Presidents, American Symbols, Texas, Rainforests, Insects, Plants, Life Cycles, Rocks and Fossils, Oceans and Sea Life. And then if you want to have a farmhouse theme in your classroom, I have all the farmhouse decor resources in there also, if you want to do that. All of the webinars that I have given are all also in the membership. If you ever want any training about anything, all you have to do is look under the membership, and there's different modules. So if you want to learn all about Writers Workshop, how to launch Writers Workshop, you can look under the module that says Writers Workshop. If you want to learn how to do literature circles, look under the module that has literature circles. If you want to learn how to do your literacy centers, how to launch your literacy centers from day one, look under the module with literacy centers. All the webinars that I've ever given are already in there, and I update them every month, okay? So I have Writers Workshop, Readers Workshop, Math Workshop, Literacy Centers, Teaching Cross-Curricular, Creative Fun for back to school, September, October, all the way through May, Fairy Tale Writing, Procedural Writing, Nonfiction Writing, Literature Circles, Behavior Management Reboot, Focus Poetry, Guided Reading, blending guided reading with the science of reading. That's a new one I just made. And then Fahrenheit Friday. Okay? These are an example of the courses that I have in membership level 2. This is from Scribbles to Stories. These are each worth 6 CPA hours. I am CPE certified, so I can give you hours if you complete the courses. Just let me know when you complete them, and I can give you 6 CPE hours. These are PD hours that you can use to use towards your days that you will need off for holidays, okay? For exchange days. So from Scribbles to Stories, and then Math Workshop Magic, and then I also have Empowering Connection, which is the first week of school course. All of those are 6 CPE hours each, okay? So the total value of all of this membership is $600, but you get the membership at half off, which is $300. That's a good deal. So level 1 is $20 a month. Level 2 is $25 a month. And after 14 days, if you're not satisfied, you can get your money back. Okay, guaranteed. So that is not a problem. And I am true to my word. So I promise you, if you're not satisfied, you get your money back. It is not a problem. Okay, so I have a couple of teacher testimonials today. I know Jelaine is here watching. She says, this membership is amazing. We are only in the day 12 of school, and I have already used 4 writing, 3 reading, and 5 cross-curricular resources. So helpful. I started with membership level 1, and within the first week and a half, I switched up to level 2. So thank you, Jelaine, for that. That's amazing. And then Janina is here today. She says the membership is fabulous. It is a must for any teacher. I used this for my first 10 days of school. It was amazing. It was all done for me, stress-free. So it saves you time. Thank you so much, ladies, for that feedback. That is amazing. So thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, so I will put a link in the comments if you're interested in the membership. Okay, you can check it out. I will put a link in there. And then if you need PD credit for today, you can message me on Facebook Messenger. You're going to get an hour of PD credit today. If you want me to send you a certificate for today, just let me know. And I can send this to you, Cross-Curricular Fun for October, and it's a 1 hour credit for today, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and pick our third winner, and it's going to be Jen Jenkins Vikosic. Congratulations, Jen. You're my third winner. Okay, so my 3 winners today were Erin, Lucretia, and Jen. And so you guys can pick either the Pumpkin Cross-Curricular Unit, or the Owl Cross-Curricular Unit, or the Charlotte's Web Unit, or Let's Write About Halloween writing craftivities. So you guys can choose which one you want for your free resource. I'm so excited for you that you get a free resource today. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I shared with you today, you guys can comment here in the comments. I can answer you really quickly. Or if you want to post a question in our Facebook group, I love when you guys post questions in our Facebook group. So, because we need to up the engagement in our Facebook group, that would be great. You can ask me a question. I can link a blog post for you. I can link a podcast episode for you. I can link pictures for you. I can link a YouTube video for you. So if I don't know the answer, you better believe I'm going to find the answer and I can research it for you. Okay. So you guys can ask a question anytime in the Facebook group. I would love it if y'all did that. And then afterwards, I'm going to upload all of this. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to upload this into our Facebook group. Remember, all the pictures that I shared with you are clickable. Click on the links, click on the pictures. It'll take you straight to the resource, okay? You guys can check it out at your own leisurely time, okay? This webinar is going to be up in the Facebook group for about a week, and then I'm going to take it down, okay? Because I always put these webinars into my membership, okay? So you have a little bit more time to watch it. And if you need to replay it again, that's perfectly fine. You have the option to do that. And then I hope you guys have a really great week. So let me know if you have a question, okay? Thanks to Nina. You are a rock star too, honey. And I'm so glad you're always here with me. That is awesome. So you guys have a great week. Have a great Sunday. And I will talk to you soon. The next webinar I'm going to be giving is all about November. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be at the end of October for my next webinar, okay? So until next time, let's take your classroom to the next level. Bye, guys. Mwah. Love you.